December last year, I had the great privilege to visit Aldabra for the first time. My trip to this exquisite part of Seychelles was unforgettable. While I was there, I met the extraordinary team from Seychelles Islands Foundation, based on the Aldabra Atoll all year round. I had the opportunity to see some incredible things in Aldabra, but a very serious reality lies within those breathtaking sights. Although its shores and surrounding seas remain vibrant with life, Aldabra is under attack. The Aldabra Clean-Up Project is one innovative solution that I am honored to support. It is the result of collaboration between Seychelles Islands Foundation and the University of Oxford. I am confident that these individuals will become dedicated ambassadors for the cause and inspire not only each other, but their communities to do what is necessary to safeguard our oceans.
So then, update. I think we already said we basically
I learned about the Aldabra Clean-Up Project through one of the boards of trustees and my CEO. And it was an exciting opportunity to be involved with something that I knew was a problem in Seychelles and around the world. Linking up with April Burt in Oxford and then recruiting Seychelles as well as Oxford students to be part of this project.
I knew the atoll pretty well. And I was very much aware of all the complex issues involved in a project of this size, not just from the financing perspective, but mostly from the logistics. Getting to Aldabra alone is extremely expensive. The Seychelles Islands Foundation can only really afford to put a few flights a year to get their staff in and out there.
SIF identified this problem, they wanted something done. Maybe this was something that Oxford could help with, because Oxford has a tradition of student-led expeditions. And they were very supportive actually at Queen's right from the start and said, yeah, that would be a good thing to do. So that's why we conceived of this idea. There would be a volunteer team, half from Oxford, half from Seychelles. Didn't have to be biologists, didn't have to be people with an environmental background, could be anyone who just wanted to do something and felt frustrated about the fact that they weren't able to have the kind of impact that they would like to have.
So yeah, 10 months of planning, about a year and a half of waiting to do it, and a lot of partners involved, because you have to fundraise. So we spent from May 2018 all the way up to December 2018 just fundraising.
Aldabra, growing up, is always this mysterious, amazing island that you hear about, right? You see lots of pictures about it, you learn about it in school, and I guess it didn't sink in that I was going there.
It was always my dream one day to visit Aldabra, and this project was like an opportunity for me to visit the island.
Aldabra is fabulously remote. You know, you think today's world is so highly connected, but there are still places that are hard to get to, and Aldabra is one of them.
It's closer to Madagascar than it is to a place like Mahe. It takes about 3-4 days by boat, or about 3.5 hours by plane to get to Aldabra.
You know, whatever the issues are with the Seychelles, as soon as you in the plane and you're looking at it and you're just like, oh my word, we live in such a beautiful country.
I automatically became very patriotic, and in my mind, there's a song playing, Oh, si pas moi Cécile, dis-moi lesquels, and like, it just automatically started playing. You just feel, I don't know, so much pride.
I think you grow up with definitely an appreciation for nature, in Seychelles, because you realise just how green, how beautiful and how luscious it is here.
So how we start? We have no satellite phone, no video, no
video. It's the only thing we got.
no radio, but we have the beautiful camera, so we can capture all this mess on tape.
And if you see this, it's too late.
They laugh, but they don't really know what's gonna happen.
Here we have a shower. It's a little tin shack. No running water. This is the cup. 10 of these. So yeah, which is plenty once you know how to use it.
Aldabra is special for many reasons. It's just such a huge ecosystem, incorporating expanses of mangrove forest, coral reefs going all around the coast and throughout the lagoon.
The wildlife there is really rich, and there's some species also that you can see only on this island.
You've got seagrass beds that are supporting turtle and dugong populations, and through all of this is just life teeming everywhere you look. When you think about the state of biodiversity globally, Aldabra really represents this kind of safe haven for a number of species. But also, I like to think that, you know, all these ecosystems are connected, and that in a way Aldabra is a source of hope, and that if it continues to thrive and we protect it properly, then it can contribute towards spilling out this biodiversity back into the surrounding oceans, supporting that local fish populations, not just around Aldabra, but throughout the southwest Indian Ocean.
It's the 26th of February today. We arrived at June de Metz yesterday. It's absolutely beautiful here. It's so peaceful and lovely, but even just coming up the beach off the boat, we could see how much trash there was along the beaches and what a huge job we have ahead of us. We spent a good few hours just going across the beach and sorting the trash. So we've got flip-flops separately, fragments, fishing gear and PET bottles, so we're splitting that up.
The global problem of plastic pollution has not come from developing nations largely. You know, we think we're good and we throw our rubbish in the bin and put it in the recycling, but we don't know what happens to it. And an awful lot of it is being exported to countries who we know perfectly well don't have good waste management. You know, somewhere at some level we all know that the rubbish that we're creating is not being disposed of properly. So I think we do have to offer to be part of the solution as much as we can.
everybody.
Awesome, it's lovely to hear everyone. We had a full day out today. We chose the hottest day to do that, but we all survived. Over.
Also warm over here, but a good day. But then we don't get to hear about your tonnage first. Over.
Oh, you want to hear about our tonnage, do you? Over.
Only if you want to hear about our tonnage. Over.
Okay, well, adding ours up to be about 4.3 tons so far. Over.
Very good. We've done 1.1 today. Over.
Awesome. Yeah, we did beach. We did the furthest beach 23, and then we started to work our way back along the coastline, and it is grand.
Aldabra is a harsh environment. Breathtakingly beautiful, but also extremely hostile. Because we're the only animals out here who think it's safe to go out at 3 p.m. and collect more litter. Like, you know, all the tortoises are hiding.
Already the working conditions of, you know, working in the sun all day and having the huge hikes, the difficult terrain, it's been really, really tough.
You're like, oh, it's so hot to stand up, I'll bend down to get plastic, and then the ground is like attacking you with its own heat.
It's crazy to see how far away we are from everything.
5 hours, when it should have taken 2 hours, but we're good.
That walk back for me was hell. I was walking back like a slow tortoise. I felt like a slow tortoise. By the time I got back to camp, I didn't even speak to anybody. I just crawled into my bed and I stayed there for about an hour, and it was bloody wonderful.
There are coconut crabs all around, and if we do some meat in the evening, then there is a lot of them coming in, especially on the day with the chicken was terrible because there was so many of them.
Tell the camera why you're doing this.
Because we care so much about the environment of Aldabra, and it's the greatest thing ever to be part of this project. We're not suffering at all. Help us.
You guys agree?
Jeremy, come in, over.
This one will be on recording.
During the night, there was about 9 endangered green turtles that came up or attempted to come and nest on this beach. And as you can see, the beach crest is absolutely covered in marine debris litter. And just 2 of those turtles were actually able to nest. The rest of them got to these big piles of trash and then just went back down into the sea because they couldn't find anywhere to nest.
This place is so amazing because it's so hard for humans to get to, and this is what, and now humans have managed to get to it, even after all of the Seychelles protection, and humanity's waste trash just washes off and swamps it. So I'm not quite sure, I'm still kind of processing it because it's actually quite a tough thing to see, I think.
We still have a notion of wilderness that's out there, right? Most of us believe that there's still wild, remote areas of the planet untouched by people. And the truth is, there probably aren't anywhere in the world. You can find the imprint of humans. And I think when you find the imprint of humans in so stark a way, in an otherwise so incredible, wild, amazing place, it's particularly shocking. You know, finding plastic bags on a beach in Cornwall is still horrible, but you can understand why they're there, because you know people go and have picnics on those beaches all the time. There are beaches in Aldabra where no one's ever had a picnic, no one's ever been there.
In a place like this, I wish you could see around me. It's just, you know, there's a lagoon on one side and the ocean on the other, and the sun is setting, and the moon will rise soon, and you know, it's littered in plastic. what are we doing? What are we doing to our planet? I mean, this is the only home we have, and we seem to keep putting poison into it.
We started operations on the south coast for the pickup on the 24th after a day of delay.
Basically today we were able to resume operations Coast Guard. In fact, yesterday we started ourselves, just SIF, ECO volunteers, and removed basically half of the whole beach, 32. And today we're on beach 34, which is one of our biggest beaches, and we're about halfway through, maybe above that. And in fact, as I speak, there's another boat coming in for the last pickup for the day, well, for this tide. And we're hoping to finish off this beach and start on the next beach, and we hopefully will be finished with everything tomorrow, weather permitting, tide permitting. So
we were supposed to finish today.
Yeah.
Well, we won't finish today. Conditions are still extremely challenging. Everyone's pushing themselves to the limits. Thank God we have the Coast Guard here, because quite frankly we wouldn't be doing this without them. The SIF staff on the boats are being absolutely fantastic. We've had slings falling apart in the water,
flip-flops everywhere,
gunny sacks being thrown back up the beach.
And we've been dealing with a lot of stuff today, and yeah, we've been doing really well. I couldn't see it doing better with this kind of team what we have now.
Described by David Attenborough in 1995 as one of the world's greatest surviving natural treasures. The Aldabra Atoll needs to be protected at all costs. We need to transition from the current linear system of use and dispose to a circular model where plastic never becomes waste. The opportunity for 6 young Seychellois and 6 Oxford students to work together and be a part of the solution is something truly unique.
Realizing the sheer amount of marine debris being washed on a daily basis on Aldabra was actually not only horrifying, it was paralyzing. But the project taught me an important lesson. When people come together and they believe in it, they trust each other, mission impossible becomes possible.
In spite of the months of preparations and conversations with SIF, There is no way that any of us could have predicted what was awaiting us.
Within our colleagues in ACA, SIF staff, and SDDF crew, that I want to deeply thank for helping us with this hard task.
The pollution that is facing the Seychelles and the world, it doesn't stop with us, it's just the beginning. It's just a little pebble making ripples, hopefully. And hopefully this will spread the word that us, a small nation like the Seychelles, can do big things.
If there is an environmental crisis out there and people are saying we should be on a war footing, there has to be a call to arms, who do we think is going to answer? It has to be every one of us saying, what can I do? What's my role and what can I do?
The time for action is now. Our environment is our wealth. It is also our future. And each one of us is the guardian of this paradise. Thank you.